635 light years away, there's a world where you might survive and still die in a way you never saw coming. Think about that. A planet covered in endless ocean. Warm, calm, almost inviting. Not like the death traps in our solar system. Not like burning Venus or frozen Mars. This one feels different. But here's the strange part. Everything we think makes a planet safe might be exactly what makes this one deadly. It's called Kepler 22b, and at first glance, it looks like Earth 2.0. So the mission sounds simple. Land, explore, survive. But that's not even the craziest part. Getting there should be impossible. At 20% the speed of light, it would take over 3,000 years. Longer than entire civilizations have existed. Longer than recorded history itself. So how do you reach it? You cheat reality. Warp drive, bending space, folding distance, turning centuries into seconds. A bubble that carries you faster than light. Almost perfectly safe. Almost. And this is where it gets weird. Because even if you survive the journey, even if the planet looks perfect, even if everything checks out, there's still one question no one can answer. What if a planet can look habitable, but still be completely incompatible with human life? And that's exactly what we're about to find out. Because the moment you land on Kepler 22b, everything changes. The Kepler 22 system is almost too simple. One star, one planet, no clutter, no chaos, just a quiet, distant system sitting in the dark. And that's what makes it suspicious. Because the star itself is nearly identical to our sun, slightly smaller, slightly cooler, but stable, predictable, safe, which means something very important. The planet orbits in the habitable zone. And you've heard that before. It's the Goldilocks zone. Not too hot, not too cold, just right for liquid water. And where there's liquid water, there could be life. But here's the twist. Kepler 22b isn't Earth-sized. It's bigger, much bigger, over twice the size, more than 9 times the mass. And that changes everything. Because a planet that big doesn't just have stronger gravity. It holds onto something else, a thicker atmosphere. And this is where it gets dangerous. A thick atmosphere acts like a blanket. It traps heat. It builds pressure. It turns a calm ocean world into something far more extreme. Imagine water that isn't really liquid and isn't really gas. A supercritical ocean. A state so strange, it doesn't behave like anything on Earth. And that's when the question shifts. Not is there water? But what kind of water is this? Because if the ocean itself is hostile, then landing there isn't exploration. It's a countdown. The descent feels normal. At first, clouds pass by, thick, dense, almost suffocating. The atmosphere wraps around the ship like a heavy curtain. And then, water, endless water. No continents, no islands, no signs of life. Just a silent, global ocean stretching in every direction. And this is where it gets weird. Because your sensors say there's land. Right below you, hidden beneath the surface. So you land. And instantly, something feels off. The air is heavier. Breathing feels slower. Like your lungs are working twice as hard for half the result. Gravity pulls you down harder. Every step feels like effort. Like the planet itself doesn't want you standing. But that's not even the craziest part. The temperature is perfect. Around 22 degrees Celsius. Comfortable. Familiar. Almost like home. So why does it feel wrong? Because temperature isn't the full story. The atmosphere is. And on Kepler 22b, the atmosphere isn't just thick. It's crushing. And now the real question begins. What exactly are you breathing? Because if there's no oxygen, then every breath you take is just borrowed time. You step closer to the water. It looks harmless, calm, inviting, almost too perfect. But here's the strange part. You can't trust it. Because that ocean might be toxic, saturated with heavy metals, acidic, alien in every sense of the word. And even if it looks like water, it might not behave like it. Then comes the atmosphere scan. Hydrogen, helium, no oxygen. And just like that, survival becomes a lie. Because without oxygen, your body isn't just struggling, it's shutting down. But that's not even the worst part. The pressure, it's building silently, invisibly. Every second you stand there, your body is adjusting to something it was never designed to handle. And then it happens. Not dramatic, not explosive, quiet. Your lungs compress. The air inside you has nowhere to go. Barotrauma, internal damage. Invisible, but irreversible. And this is where everything flips. Because the planet didn't kill you with heat, or cold, or storms. It killed you with something you never noticed. Pressure. And suddenly, that perfect world doesn't look so perfect anymore. And just like that, it's over. No monsters. No explosions. No dramatic ending. Just a silent collapse. One organ after another. One system after another. Until the body simply stops. And that's what makes this so unsettling. Because Kepler 22b didn't look dangerous. It didn't feel dangerous. It invited you in. And then it quietly destroyed you from the inside out. But here's the part that changes everything. This isn't a rare scenario. There could be thousands of planets just like this. Worlds sitting in the habitable zone, covered in oceans, orbiting stable stars, all of them screaming one message from a distance. Come here. You can survive. But once you arrive, you realize the truth. Habitability doesn't mean safety. Water doesn't mean life. And Earth might be far more unique than we ever imagined. So now the question isn't, can we find another Earth? It's something much darker. How many planets out there look perfect, but are actually designed to kill us the moment we arrive? And if we can't tell the difference from light years away, then how many deadly worlds are we already calling home in our imagination?